Howdy! How's all y'all out there in YouTube land? This is the start of a new series that I'm going to be doing here on my channel. And it's something a little bit different than what you're used to. You've all been used to my live streams on Monday evenings, and you've been used to me doing trivia and Magic 8 Ball, and you've been used to me doing craft videos at the kazoo for, oh my goodness, over a year now I've been doing the craft videos. But I'm going to add a few different segments to this and show that I'm a little multifaceted. I know that you all have seen a little bit of my humor in my live streams, and many of you have said that you really enjoy that. Well, here's a little series that I'm going to add to the channel, and it is called, and that's Why I'm Single. So when you see that in the description of the videos, you will know that, hey, that's the title of this. She's going to be telling us another story about some of these amazing things that has gone on, and that's why she's still single. So here you go with a little story about why I'm still single. My husband passed away almost 20 years ago, and while I've had a couple relationships since then, they did not pan out for a lot of different reasons. And I have since given up dating. Hey, I can only just take so much entertainment before it just gets to be too redundant. But I'll tell you some of these bizarre things, and I'll start off with this one. This will be the story for today. And I'm going to call this one the Chili Eating Dog Dater. Now, you might say, where in the world is this going to go? Well, see, this fella, I'd met him on the internet. It wasn't one of them dating, match.com things. It was just on a site a bunch of people hung out on. He lived in my local area. He asked me if I'd like to go out to dinner, and I said, okay. So we go to Steak and Shake, kind of a fast food type place. This wasn't a real, fancy, windy, diney kind of thing, just, burgers and fries. So we go out for a meal, and things were going pretty smooth. In the end of the evening, he asked me what I was going to be doing the following evening, which was on a Friday. And I said, well, I didn't really have a whole lot of plans. I was planning on making some venison chili tomorrow. And, that was what I was going to have for dinner. And he says, oh, that sounds good. And I said, well, I guess if you'd like to come over, you can enjoy a bowl of chili with me. He said, okay. So we set up a time, and I gave him the directions, and he shows up. And when he gets in there, I was going to leave the chili simmer for a little bit. I thought, we'd sit there at the table and we'd have a little conversation before we ate. We'd been sitting there, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. And he says, well, when are we going to eat? And I said, well, I guess, we could go and eat most any time. And about that time, I had a bulldog, and he decided that he wanted to go outside. And I said, I'll tell you what. I said, the dog's wanting to go out, so I'm going to let him out. And the bowls are up there by the stove. I said, go ahead and, ladle you out some soup. There's crackers and stuff up there, some cheese, and, whatever you want to put on it. And, I'll be with you here in just a second. So I go and get the dog, and I'm taking him. He had to go out through the kitchen there to go out to the fence yard. And he sees the bulldog, and he said, oh, he's just so cute. And he's making over the dog, and I take the dog on outside. I come in, I fix me a bowl of chili, and when I get back to the table, this guy is scarfing down the chili like he had never eaten in his life. You never seen anybody sucking down food. It was like his face was in the bowl, and he was slurping that soup right up out of that bowl as hard as he could slurp it. I never seen anybody eat like that in all my life. Now, he hadn't done that the night before. And I know that the look on my face had to be priceless. In about 30 seconds, he has that whole bowl of soup sucked down. And then, if that ain't bad enough, I'm still sitting there with my steaming bowl of soup, and he says, well, I got to get going. I got some things that I got to do tonight. I'm going to the nursing home to see my mother tomorrow. And I said, oh, well, okay. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, now listen, if I wasn't going to sit and, enjoy somebody's company for a little while, I wouldn't have bothered to show up. What is this all about? So, I show him to the door, and we had to pass the yard there where my dog was, and he goes out into the yard with my dog and starts making over the dog and playing with the dog. And he says, I'd really like to take the dog to the nursing home to see my mother sometime. And I'm thinking, look, this is the second time I've met you, and I don't know that I'm ready to meet your mother. And I thought, well, I guess if he wanted to, me and him take the dog to the nursing home to see the old folks, we could do that. It's admirable thing to do, I'm kind of playing this over in my mind. What's this all about? So he's out of the dog yard. He said he's headed to his car, and he says, well, I'll call you. And I said, okay. And he's gone, and I'm standing there like, what just happened? Well, what was this all about? So he leaves, I bring the dog in, I have my dinner, and I'm sitting there by myself trying to contemplate what on earth just happened here. What is this all about? The next day, it was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, my phone rings, and it's him. And he says, have the dog ready at 4. I'll be by to pick him up to take him to the nursing home to see my mom. I said, excuse me? He says, I said get the dog a bath, clean him all up, get him ready, because I'm going to pick him up about 4, take him up to the nursing home to see my mom. I said, no. He said, what do you mean no? And I said, well, first off, the dog don't leave here without me. I mean, this is a liability issue that we're talking about. What if you took the dog up there and, he wasn't with his mom, and he gets frightened, and he bites somebody, and now we got a liability thing. No. No, no, no. And I said, second of all, you don't call me up and tell me to have the dog ready in a couple hours, like I have nothing else to do with my life except just guess when you're going to call and want to do something. No. And he says, oh, well, I see how you are. And I said, yes, I guess you do see how I am. And I hung up, and that was the end of that. And that is why I'm still single.